Hello, everybody. My name is Del Salvador, and today we're going to be listening to Peak. um, we're going to listen to Kikuohana, Act 1. So, a little bit of backstory, kind of. So, this is not Vocaloid, but Kikuo is a Vocaloid producer. If you don't know what that means, basically Vocaloid is basically like, you know what MIDI instruments are and all your music maker software stuff. It's that, but for vocals. It's essentially it. It's not AI. It's something to do with that. You still need to you still need to like produce it and stuff. It's a whole other software that is its own other set of skills. But like basically, it's a synthetic voice that Porter Robinson is used mainly in pop culture, but it's mainly been its own. It's mainly been in its own community. It hasn't really gone outside of that too much. Kikuo is a Vocaloid producer. He is one of the goats. He is amazing. If you love like progressive anything, like genre blending and like crazy just artful stuff, these gonna be for you. Now, Kikuohana is different. So in the Vocaloid community, there is, normal artists, your Vocaloid producers, right? So there's a Vocaloids, then there's Utaloids, right? Utaloids are the same thing as Vocaloids, but the software is free, and you can basically, if you have enough sound of a thing, like, the AIs now that you have like a whole like bunch of sounds that you pile together and you kind of create a voice from that sound, when all those SpongeBob AI covers coming out, that kind of thing. Similar technology, but it was manual, but basically create your own Vocaloid with, if you had enough little vocal samples to make a voice bank and database off of. You're basically creating your own library of sounds. Now there is a third type, and this is where this comes in, where there is something called Oite, I think is the word, if I remember it correctly. Basically, it's YouTubers that do covers, like vocally, of Vocaloid songs. And sometimes they, get whole careers out of it, like Ado as of recently, and Eve, and they go out and do it, like make their own songs, and maybe they go into anime stuff, who knows, But also, some of them are singers for hire. Now, Hanatan, which is the other half of this collaboration, is one of the best. Phenomenal range, lots of power, can be very sweet and sultry. There's a lot of things they can do. Kikuohana, Act 1 and Act 2 are two albums by Kikuo. They do not use Vocaloid. It's a collaboration between them and the singer, and she's amazing. And I listened to some of these songs before. I listened to the first half of this album like 7 or 8 years ago, when I was like around 16 or so, and I think one or two of the songs, in the I know the intro songs. I've heard it a couple of times. It's very short, sticks with you, whatever. I think the first track is Desert Feeder, which I'm very aware of. It's an amazing track. After that, I think one of these, maybe this one, judging by how the kanji looks, is Mr. Morning, Mr. Night. That's all I know. That's it. And they're good. And that's it. We're just going to start it. Good. Adjusting the levels on my end. And alright. I haven't really looked at these songs critically though. Early too much in depth either. That's already kind of an odd time signature thing. Glitchy mixing. So I have a thing about Kikuo very quickly. You would think he's an amazing scholar of music. He knows like no music theory at all, like very little. And not only would you never think that with how he just seemingly just is such an amazing composer, but also he's amazing at mixing. So these are all going to be. You can expect very good mixing here. Sweet Desert Theater. Like in the bongos, I think, in the background. Nice piano. Left hand. Somewhat jazzy chords. Got our percussion coming in. So much power and emotion in their voice, you know? I have a little flamenco guitar solo. We have our xylophone, something in the back too. That's fast. Real nice. I almost didn't even notice the actual drums coming either, the actual full kit. Nice combo with the tom fills and the bongo fills. Got the strings in the back too. I'm looking at this album art a lot too. I never really looked at it too much. A lot of interesting things in there. Nice drums. Nice sustain, nice rundo on that note. The acoustic guitar comes back in. chord to end on. This album art's really cool. Seen a lot of references to like past album stuff. Oh, this is Oite. I know this one. It's really high up there. God damn. You know, I need to pause for a second. There's too much stuff. There's so many things going on. Their songs are pretty packed and stuff. You know, I love the walking bass line stuff. You know, just the scale up or so. There's something about having just a phenomenal singer that really takes your stuff up to the next level, and I love how in the actual mixing and in the instrumental, it's just so glitchy, you know, for power, and it's like it's just matching everything perfectly. And back it up to that transition. Strings for a sec too. Letting that piano ring out. It sounds like an acoustic piano. I think it is. It sounds like a real one. The accordion coming in. Panning. There's so much going on all the time. So much. Maybe accordion solo, which, you know, he loves his accordions. Nice. The vibrato is so strong too. Man. God, man. Take a breather. God, man, there's just like, again, like when you have a voice that good, right, and you know how to use it, um, the language starts to not matter, like in the slightest. Um, um, Jesus, I've heard that song a lot, but every time it hits me a little bit. Like, this is something that listening to this singer in my youth has taught me a lot, right? Because like I play a lot of things, you know. I also sing, and if you have a voice that's good, like if you can utilize, like if you have a big octave range, if you can kind of, you know, force your voice to crack and kind of manipulate that at will, and you know, all these things, right? Um, it almost turns into like acting almost, um, and you can maybe not really act. Maybe you can't really like feel the song, like personally, like fully, but you can kind of assume the role of um, the meaning, the situation, the protagonist, or the song's really about. Like sometimes, like if you understand it enough, then and you can get that across. If you can do that, that it's just amazing. I should know this is Oite too. I recognize the kanji, and this would be Mr. Morning, Mr. Night. I mean, it's Miss. I think it's Mr. for both, though. I think. Like the knocking. Sounds like kind of like a old school organ back there too. Just full force. Just comes in full force. Kind of has a carnival kind of whimsy to it, in a way. All right. There's so many like tempo and time changes in this. Ooh. Nice little whatever you'd call those knocking samples. Like it's something. Right here, 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 here. Those. I want to see something quick. Yeah, it is. There's like a slight tempo increase. Kind of got a thumping bass too. On. Okay, it was on beat. That was really trippy. Again, beautiful mixing. If you're not listening to the headphones, you definitely should. Yeah. Nice little slow down too. One last thing I mentioned about Kikuo as a producer is that he is a DJ mainly. So like when he plays these songs live, he has like a turntable set up and stuff. It's not like a live like band like a lot of I don't know like any progressive rock or metal or something. You like you know this is all like just done um just how he does it on his computers and stuff, I assume. But again, you wouldn't think that because like it on its surface does not sound like electronic music. Like there's elements of like like there's orchestral stuff and there's like flamenco stuff and there's just all these different types of genres and stuff. But in a lot of the songs you can hear there's like an undercurrent of like EDM, like with that last song, like the big thumping bass out the chorus and stuff, right? And he'll make like and like again, there's a lot of emphasis on mixing, and there's so much electronic things happen, like all like the crazy. I don't know if you call them synths, but like the crazy glitchiness of Oite, and there's it's just I don't know how to explain it really, but like it's because usually with electronic music, it's electronic music, it's dubstep, it's glitch hop, it's hip hop, it's trance, ambient, whatever else, right? But like it's so interesting to have like with some of the stuff where you have like a very like tribal like African kind of like culty kind of sound, but it like has it but it's structured like an EDM rave kind of song. You'll have this like accordions come in. It's just there's so many like they should not go together, but he makes them go together, which is it's unreal. I don't know this one. I think from here on out, I don't know these. I think. Oh, I recognize this. Now I don't know again. This might be one of those this might be like the last song I heard when I listened to it like so many years ago. Nice bass work, the chorus and stuff too. Still some like weird knocking in the back, some weird percussion. Nice drums. Some strings in there. Some interesting bass work going on too. Oh, not yet. One more round. Here? Yep. I remember the melody of this part, that's it. That's an upright bass for a second, acoustic. More accordion solo. What is that? I think it's another organ. This is definitely way more jazzy than the other songs. Ooh, nice beat. With the rim shots or whatever. Nice panning. Very high. Like, that's the criticism I like. Like, if you listen very closely in the back, they're using the extreme high end of the piano keys on the right. Like, no one ever touches these keys almost ever. But they're there, and they create such an interesting texture. They're clearly not there for melody. That's really cool. There's just so much creativity in this, you know? Oh man, the voice. God damn. Still going off back there. And the higher end of the accordion too. Very nice. Very nice. Seeing the pattern with these intros a little bit now. And the clock ticking back there. Ooh. Kind of call back to Oite, kind of. Interesting. That's nice. I like that. It has like a whimsy to it, you know? Just kind of focus. There we go. That's a really cool organ solo. kind of reminds me of some Deep Purple stuff. Also, I could have sworn, it might be crazy, but I thought the drums were pitched slightly higher for that section too. Man. Yeah, it's like an organ with like a it's like an old organ with like a string voice. I thought this is referencing Oite. I feel like this would be the song. Oh, still some time. He's gonna do something wacky. We're just gonna okay. I know I said before it's it's like there's like an electronic kind of bass to it, right? But like something's weird because like I would consider keyboard out of all things I play. I'd say keyboard would probably be like my second main. Vocals would be my first, right? Like that is definitely a string voice on an older organ. That's definitely what that is. So, I mean, and some of these drums are clearly acoustic, and I don't know. It's just I don't know what these would be. I don't know if it's sometimes I don't know if because nowadays drum samples and stuff are pretty good, and there's samples for a lot of things, but like I feel like he's recording this stuff acoustically, and I might be like manipulating it digitally or something. I know down over here it says 2019. This album's older than that. This is like mid 2010s, I think, something like that. Anyways, next track is an interlude of sorts. Oh? Such weird sounds. It's pretty classical. Again, the influences are just all over the place. That was cool. Again, the mixing too. Also, I just noticed the first track is interlude, not intro. Interesting. is that in the background? It's not castanets. It sounds like those like Japanese wood blocks, but like higher, like way pitched up or something. That was really good interlude. And interludes are really good enough to listen to on their own. This is very familiar. I heard this somewhere before, but I have no idea where. Different kind of classical, but again with some. Never mind. Kind of. What is this? It's not ballet, it's not opera, but it's definitely some kind of theatrical, classical. Jesus, that piano run was so fast. Holy shit. Because I don't know if this is recorded or not, but like I've used like GarageBand, like similar software during this exact time when I was in high school, and it did not sound this good. So I think I have to assume that it's recorded live. That's what all the sounds like, and again, like holy shit. I think it's like recorded live, manipulated after. So it's like bit crushed clarinet or something. It's God, so interesting. Nice, I was gonna say chimes or glockenspiel, but that was clearly like a metal xylophone or something. Nice. Yeah, some pizzicato strings back there too. I will say at this point, the songs themselves are starting to lose me. Like, the quality is the same, except for the songwriting. It's tipping down for me. I wouldn't revisit this song. And even these two I wouldn't revisit either, really. But up till here, it was perfect, absolutely. Like 10 to 10. At this point, I'd say it's an 8. At this point, I don't know. I'd still say 8 at this point. So far. Interesting piano stuff. Also, I don't know if I'll do it right after this. I might do it after this, but I might do Act 2 after this. If not, like tomorrow or something. Nice. What is the mix part of this song? Oh, that's what I was thinking of. It's definitely like a waltz with I don't know if it's in 3 like most waltzes are, but it definitely sounded like a waltz with like the big emphasis on the strings and such. I want to see what this actually is. Oh, I don't think that's correct because a waltz isn't there. Let me do this. Oh, pulse. Yeah, no, it's fucking Jesus. All right, let's try this again. Interesting. Sounds about right. And then let's try the other half, because sometimes you gotta like split things up. So it's the Act 1 mix. So I said before, this is the song, I just want to make sure. I did hear this song before, but I'm pretty sure it was with their voice. So maybe this is like another album of his, but it would have been using Vocaloid. And I definitely remember the voice specifically, the melody. Also, great time to bring this up. The quality stayed the same. It's amazing, it's all great, but it's not impacting me as much because the melodies and the songwriting is starting to lag behind. You can do whatever you want in music, but if you do not create a catchy melody, you can do anything. It will not impact people the same, and it will not have staying power. You remember melodies. You don't remember really rhythms or textures too much. You remember melodies. So, and there's just something about a good melody where, like, you know, you can have music that like represents emotion exactly, or situation, and you can kind of feel it. You know, you get it. You understand it. Like you understand what it's trying to do, but it's like an empathy and sympathy thing, right? But when the melody is good, then it connects, and it connects immediately, and it connects hard. So, if you're writing songs and stuff, if any of you out there are actually writing music, understand the importance of having a good melody. It is essential. Next song. I don't really get the end of that. And now that I hear it, it's clearly like a waltz kind of song. Also, I do want to see what's in 3 though. Is it changing time signature? What the fuck? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's in 3. At least now it's in 3. It might change, but yeah. Starting off with some accordion. Okay. That is such a different voice. I don't think I've kind of fucking. I just want to copy paste the thing. Oh. I don't think I've heard him do this voice ever. I was gonna say it's a bit childish, and like that would make sense. Third choir. Also good video right here. I don't know if those are timpanis or what, but those are some pretty beefy drums in the background. whistle for a second. I don't like this as much sonically, but melodically, this is better. Like, yeah, like your Gregorian chant. Well, not really Gregorian chant, it's like your choir and your jazz big band. What is that? That's a synth. Okay. I wasn't expecting the very club-centric synth here. Huh. Put this down a bit. Alright. We're getting more electronic with this one. Nice mixing. Ooh. I'm liking that drum and chime combo. Percussion section's pretty good. Grand Tower. Nice, nice. If you don't know this about Kikuo and stuff, his lyrics tend to be very cryptic, but usually very dark. I wanted to look at the lyrics for this one because I know he's written songs from the perspective of children before, and the language was very childlike. So I wanted to see, because with the voice it sounded kind of childish, right? I wanted to see if he was doing that again, but it's just something completely different. But it does seem kind of like innocent, ignorant, euphoric, I want to look at his stuff more like lyrically later on, probably, because I don't often like. There's a lot of Japanese songs, specifically like Vocaloid anime songs that I know the lyrics for, because usually most videos that are posted, right, they're reposts, and they're people have like actually put subtitles and translations into the actual video itself on the bottom, right? Like hard coded, they'll actually like take the time. God damn it. Okay, cool. They will actually take the time to edit in subtitles. Stop. Just quickly. Oh, man. Damn it, I can't find these now. Ugh. I just saw enough. Poison apple. Kind of like this, right? It's not gonna show it. Cool. Why is it when I want it, it doesn't show up? Like this, right? You know? But in English. God. Usually my examples work. Anyways, point is, I usually know a lot of the meanings to these songs already, because, you know, the lyrics kind of like forced in front of me, which is good. With Kiko stuff, it's usually not the case, just for whatever reason. So a lot of it is like, I'm familiar with his writing, but not really. Like, I know his writing style, I know the meaning and the lyrics to like a couple songs, but like, I've listened to a lot of his stuff. So, like, when it comes to me and lyrics and music, I don't really take it seriously on a first listen, right? Because it's about the music, you know? If the music is good enough, the lyrics can, you know, amplify it, make it better, that kind of stuff, right? If a song is kind of it's just kind of a bad song, the lyrics for me are not going to save the song. And let's say if they do, I will read it and treat it like poetry. I'm listening to music. I'm listening to music to listen to music. If I want to just read good lyrics, I would just read. I would read poetry, like, you know, Shel Silverstein, whatever, right? You know. But when I like an artist enough, I look at the lyrics if they're not forced in front of me, right? Or auditorily, like, really obvious. And I really have not dived into his stuff too much. I think at this point I really should, because every time I look at his lyrics, they're just so good. Yeah. Anyways, last 3 songs, and then I might do Act 2, separate video, but right after this. Yeah, fuck it, why not? This is interesting. Huh. You should have that repeating kind of. I forget what it's called. Not grace note, but pedal tone. I think you usually have that like lower down, you know, like your bass end of the keyboard, not the mid range. That's super weird mixing. So it went like lo-fi for a second. Now it's in the lower register. Interesting. I like that. That's nice. Vocals, lo-fi, piano, sci-fi. I'm starting to notice similar compositional ideas being reused, mainly from Oite, surprisingly. I guess he really liked that song. I mean, it's a good song. One of his best, I'd say. Um, I'm seeing the same. I'm seeing a lot of similar compositional ideas, but other in terms just with the structures and stuff, right? And like the actual core things, like like maybe you'll have like a kind of like a ascending bass line at many points, but although he's using these similar techniques and similar compositional things, he's going about it different ways every time, slightly, which that is good. I'm hoping we get some good songs for the last two. Again, we had that, thumping bass again. Sounds acoustic though. Oh, never mind. It's gone. Again, with this kind of more childlike voice. That is super weird chords. Or and the accordion in the background going crazy too. All those runs. Really not a fan of this vocal style. Really. This was the first time I googled something and there hasn't been a fandom option. It's like always there, even like surprisingly. Like there'll be a fandom page for things I wouldn't even think there'd be a fandom for. At least in this musical style. I don't like this vocal style. It kind of if it was some bubblegum pop stuff, I wouldn't mind it as much. I know that's out of place here, but like for me, kind of it's definitely a bias. It doesn't sound bad here, but like I'm used to hearing it in a different context. a long no hold. Really nice. Again, sounds like a real bass. I think that note hold might have been as long as the other one, but it just felt longer for some reason. That kind of gone, I guess. I was gonna say, kind of reminded me of Link to the Past a little bit, the soundtrack. Final song, whatever the hell this is. And you have some accordion, some more pitched percussion. Yakose. I said it right.
What is it?
Whoops. Nocturnal. I was gonna say, I feel like I've heard that word before. Nice organ run for a sec. Liking this kind of vibe we're getting here. Is that harpsichord or something? Nice, I think those were oboes or something. Maybe clarinets. I think those are more clarinets. No surprises? 9. Okay. Again, I'm kind of lost bit here. So same problem as before. The songwriting's kind of, it definitely lost me. I didn't really have anything to say at that point because I already said everything else I could have said before. It kind of reminds me when people were kind of being mad at Jacob Collier when he released his new album something something four. Um, there's a lot of like, wow, there's so much music theory and shit, but like can't write a song. It was very like passionless and emotionless and stuff. That that said, similar but not the exact problem here. There's a ton of creativity, there's a ton of emotion, there's a ton of all that kind of stuff in here. But again, it's the melodies, it's the songwriting. Um, it's not the exact same because I also didn't heard the Jacob Collier stuff, but like the basic idea is that like it was all theory, all music theory and ideas and no soul. This definitely has soul. This is definitely super creative and stuff, but it's just that one little thing like songwriting, like it's make or break in a lot of things. But like everything else is top tier. So when the songwriting is good, like in the first few tracks, right? Like you have um, I would listen to both interludes again. They were really good. Um, Desert Theater's amazing. Oite's amazing. Mr. Morning, Mr. Night is amazing. I think I like this one too. I think I want to. I remember. I think I. Oh right, yeah. These are the two I kind of liked. Whatever. I like the interlude. I think this one I liked, but I didn't. So just kind of these first like well three technically four is like peak. It's just peak. It just is. But considering the rest of the album, I'm gonna be objective and fair and unbiased in this. I think this whole album as a package, which is a great package by the way. I will say I'll get to that after. I think it is closer to a 7 out of 10. Um, in terms of the artwork, because I do want to note this. I've said it before. I'll say it again. When you album art used to be a much bigger deal, and it also kind of is like a virtue signaling kind of where like a black metal album looked a specific way. Same with rap, same with trance, same with whatever else, right? Different genres of music had different looks to them. So trance record when you're looking at it. Same thing with everything else, right? Um, Beyond that, right? Well, like nowadays people don't really care about album art too much. Do you know how many albums I've seen in the past like year or two? That's been like a person in like a very overcrowded, kind of messy but still neat room, just a random room, usually like a bedroom, like a lot, and the album sounds range wildly. Um, Anyways, beyond that, right? I always appreciate and it's really special when you find albums that have so much thought and care put into them from an artistic point of view that they find a way to have the album art express the same thing and kind of match the music. Because I can talk about the art or the music, and I could be saying the same things. It's very whimsical, but it's also kind of eerie. There are some dark undertones in there. It's very fragmented, but it still like works. Like it's just there's a lot to praise about it. And the artist, by the way, is Siku so lowercase si underscore ku. They are my favorite visual artist. Actually, I do have a thing up there, and beside me over here that you cannot see. Um, they're just printouts from when I had a printer, to be honest. But I do want to buy and own some of her stuff eventually. Especially some bigger ones. Um, Especially with the videos for like Desert Theater, for example. Like Kikuo, Hanatan, and Siku are like a holy trinity. It's like, you know, they weren't like born in the same house or anything like that. Like they're not like part of like a musical unit, but like holy shit, dude! It's just the synergy just so amazing with those three. It's a perfect match. It's kind of like Tool and Alex Gray. You know, they're not really like, they're not the same thing. They're not all part of Tool, but like, man, did they find an artist that like exactly kind of encapsulates their style in art? And again, albums that can craft their their own sonic identity are always, sorry, um, albums that can craft their own specific sonic identity is it's always, again, it's something special, and it's you know it's it's just those unique albums, like Tool's Lateralis, Depeche Mode, Violator, um, a lot of Kikuo's albums, just a lot of the Birthday Massacres albums, it's just, you know. Anyways, um, I'm gonna stop this here. Um, I'm going to upload this and do a thumbnail, and then I'm going to go into Act 2 because although it's close to 3 in the morning right now, that's why I'm talking so quietly, at least I'm trying to. Um, I'm not going to be tired till 5, so I got enough time for another one, so I'm going to do another one. If you liked what you've seen, please subscribe. I try to cover artists that, for whatever reason, get a bit overlooked in the grand scheme of things, All the music reviewers and critics out there are trying to, they're all going after the artists that are, releasing right now and the big name artists. I'm kind of going the other way, making sure music that, again, for whatever reason, it got overlooked, does not get overlooked. So even if you don't like me or my reactions or so, or my commentary, I hope the takeaway is that you can. I at least hope I'm spreading some good music, and I can introduce people to some really good stuff. So as long as I'm doing that, I'm good. Like, I don't really care about my reactions too much. Like, I care about them. I want to present myself a certain way and stuff. I want to do a good job, make a good video, obviously. But if people don't like me, but like the music, that's fine. That's the main goal, and it's the main point, anyways. So that's cool with me. Other than that, back to me, back to me in the studio. I am going to be releasing music of my own at some point. Subscribe for updates on that. I do have a channel here that I have some mashups on. This was a channel I had when I was like in first year of high school. Again, there's all the Kikuohana, they're amazing. I kind of want to change these, but I don't have any ideas what to change it to. But I make mashups. Some of these are from high school. The rest are they're recent. I have some more that I am making and I'm working on. So if you want to check those out, feel free. If you go to the homepage of this channel and scroll to the bottom, they will be there. There'll also be a radio, and those playlists are technically, almost every song I've liked ever. YouTube has a lot of problems with removing videos, so glitches or whatever. Like they get taken on a playlist all the time. But think of it as like a resume, if you will. Like any song I've ever liked goes in there. So if you want to know what I listen to, in case you have that thought that a lot of Fantano fans have with hip hop of he doesn't know what he's talking about, he's not part of the culture, he doesn't listen to this kind of music. Check what I listen to, and that might give you some, words, blank on the words right now. It's a bit late. So there's that. I think that's about it. I've been not doing it lately, but I do try and live stream my practice sessions on here. So I just got the audio to work last time, but it was in mono. So the next time I do eventually do it, it will be in good audio. And also, I have recently bought a keyboard bag for my keyboard. So I have not gone out and played live in a couple years. I'm going to be doing that soon. When I eventually play live, I got an actual place. I I will be sure to record it, and I will post it somewhere. I don't know where, but I will post it somewhere, and I'll let you guys know where to find that. Other than that, I think that is it. So that's it. Cool. Thanks for watching.